Anyone who was ever a teenager knows blasting music is no good for your eardrums, but it's not just your ears suffering.
Imagine that 24/7 when you're awake, that you are annoyed about the sound that's in your environment, and so that becomes a stressor.
All that can lead to serious health problems like heart attacks and strokes. Here's how it happens. Sounds go to the part of the brain responsible for reacting to stress. That creates responses throughout the body, like cortisol and adrenaline pumping around, a faster heartbeat and higher blood pressure. Some of the research is pretty shocking. One study showed that people who live in high traffic areas had more heart problems in a 5-year period compared to those who don't live in those areas. Another found a link between the noise of airplanes at night and cardiovascular related death.
Current estimates are saying that it will reduce your life by maybe 1 or 2 years by virtue of you living in a noisy environment.
So how loud is too loud? Well, it's not quite that simple. Context matters.
If a couple of people are talking in a room at a reasonable level, you might be looking in the mid-50 decibel range. So if you were trying to sleep in a room and a couple of people were having a conversation without whispering, you would hear it.
And decibel scales aren't linear. Every time noise goes up 10 decibels, it sounds twice as loud. That means a freight train might be 90 decibels higher than a quiet room, but it will sound more than 500 times louder.
People hear things differently, their sensitivity is different, but ultimately our goal is to try and protect everyone's human health and let everyone live in as much peace and comfort as they can.
The worst offenders?
In terms of overall effects internationally, it's transport noise, and particularly road noise. And airport noise or aircraft noise is probably one of the most significant.
Unsurprisingly, the people getting it worst are in those areas.
Certainly round airports, but round suburban motorways. You know, Auckland's got a lot of those where what started as a relatively small street has now turned into, some sort of expressway or suburban way, and you have literally got houses that are back straight onto that.
Of course, there are laws in place to keep things as quiet as possible, but when those fail, what can we do to protect ourselves?
Anything you can do to reduce the duration of the exposure, so not spending as much time in those noisy spaces. The best thing is, of course, is space. The best way to, reduce noise is to just get further away from it.
Good luck if you live in Auckland. Pretty much anywhere in Auckland you've got noise.
That's us. We're within Kui of a motorway, and I don't really notice it most of the day until I lie down to go to sleep, and it just sort of wafts along in the air. But I have sort of reprogrammed my brain to not be like, that's a car, that's bloody motorbike, that one is, and to just kind of think of it as like white noise or waves or something, and it's really worked. It's really helped me get to sleep.
You've got to sort of frame it, I suppose. I didn't even know noises annoyed me, but it's an extractor fan in my bathroom because I like to have a luxurious shower, So I'm there, and then I get really wound up, and then when I flick the extractor fan off, I go,
that is
just
the
relax.
best
It's the
feeling.
noise that's just grinding you.
What are stressful noises? We had a noisy neighbour for a while, and it was the worst noise of all. Do you know what the worst noise of all, the most stressful noise of all? Human laughter.
They're all laughing at you saying that.
Yeah, whenever they're having a good time, the little parties, I'd hear this very loud laugh, and it's sporadic. You don't know when it's coming, and
the sound of someone else enjoying themselves really hurts.
Exactly. And you can't call noise control because the noise control guy can't just sit there by the fence waiting for someone to tell a joke.
So how can you turn it into waves or white noise or
Get
something?
a microphone, stand up and tell jokes and think they're laughing at you.
Oh, that's good, Jeremy. Okay.